This lesson we're going to talk a little bit about what tension and release is. It's kind of an interesting subject, I guess. Probably the biggest example of tension and release that I could demonstrate on guitar anyway would be this. That note right there, this is the old shave and a haircut melody, right? Shave and a haircut, 2 bits, right? Which for you young timers means 25 cents. I think that's taught to me by my Grandpa Tom. Okay, so tension and release. We have it in chords all the time. That's what creates motion in chord progressions. And we feel like something's unresolved. You know, if you had like a C suspended chord, there's tension there, then there's a release. When we're soloing, especially in jazz, this can happen in all styles though, but especially in jazz, when people are first getting their feet wet, improvising in jazz, they play a lot of scales and arpeggios, which are very important. You have to understand how the scales work and which chords they go with, as do you have to know the arpeggios, which are the individual chord tones played one at a time that are contained within a chord structure. But once we get away from that, sometime or while we're soloing in that fashion, sometimes the melodies we play can start to sound a little bit I don't know, stagnant or maybe even a little bit boring. They sound a little bit too inside. And with some simple techniques of tension and release, we can get away from that. Now I have programmed an A minor chord in my little Boss loop station here. So I'm going to start playing just a vamp on an A minor. Okay, there's an A minor. And I think that's the voicing I've been using right here. Now, with that chord sounding, I'm going to be able to demonstrate tension and release quite easy. Now, first what we have to do is we have to look at all of our A minor arpeggios all over the place, because those are going to be our release notes. They're the ones that sound very, I guess, resolved. Okay, so let's start off with A minor, C, E, A, C, so I'm kind of thinking of this shape, but with that note in there also. Okay, just a vamp. I have to tell you, I love practicing with a little loop station, or you could probably get the same effect by playing with some kind of cassette tape or a mini disc that you've made for yourself, or a play along over a vamp. But what the loop station lets me do is change my chords whenever I want and program in my own chord progressions. So here we go. We're talking about the, I guess the A minor 7 again. The A minor arpeggio, though, is all I'm thinking about. So the notes A, C, E, A, C, A, C, E. And I might work this out in a couple different places. Right? Now those are the basic building blocks of, and actually I'm going to stop this for just a second while I'm talking so we don't get too burned out on A minor. So these are the basic building blocks of all the A minor chords. A minor 7, A minor 9, A minor 11, A minor 13. All of these A minor chords, and the notes which you're playing, if you just stick around the basic triad notes, is going to give you the feeling of resolution. Okay, so now I'm going to do something that's kind of interesting. I'm going to start my pattern again. Now I'm going to play one note away from the arpeggio. So if this was the note I'm thinking of, that A, check this out. How's that sitting with you guys? Pretty good? No, it wants to resolve. Okay. Same thing with this C, one note away. Now that one's not so bad, but it's still a little bit tense. It wants to resolve there to that C, to home base. Check out this. E, I'm going to go down a half step. Now I'm kind of playing it real exaggerated. But it's... Now I'm going to go down below, and it's going to be an octave of what I played the first time. Now I'm not even thinking about a scale, I'm just thinking about the chord tones.